lower extremities stronger because of the knee and stuff like that. And so I think that hurt him a little bit, not being able to get in the condition. But now he's healthy, he's looking good, he's out there running, lifting, and I'm excited for him.
You mentioned it's hard to imagine two better ends in the country than these two, but they're both sophomores, and like you just mentioned, he was a little bit more out of shape than you wanted him. Is that a tough thing? I mean, these guys are still very young players, and so they have to shoulder more responsibility.
It's tough, man. When you get a guy that young and he's having not only the success on the football field, but now we're looking for him to be a leader. And before he's been sort of like, you don't want your leaders. You want an older guy. You want a junior, senior to be the leader. But now these guys are sophomores, true sophomores, and they're almost the face of our group. So it's been it's going to have to be a coaches-led leadership until those guys, get the reins and run with it. And I think from what I've been hearing this summer, those guys have been trying to do that.
What makes Jaheim unique as a pass rusher? Is it his first step? Jaheim Lawson.
That's first step, man. He's so quick. It helps when your brother plays in the NFL also, and he's telling him some little tricks and some secrets and stuff like that. But he just understands. It's gonna sound crazy, but he knows his body. He knows what he can do, what he can't do, and he knows his strengths, his weaknesses, and it's just a natural.
If you're playing tackle, who would you not want to stay in front of, Peter or TJ? If you had to pick one.
Run or pass?
Pass.
Pass. That's a tough one. Because both of them, TJ is sneaky strong as well.
I assume your answer for run, you'd rather go against TJ than Peter.
I'll take my chances versus 260 than 300 plus. So I'll go with TJ.
Speaking of blocking, it goes back a ways, but I know you had some battles against Matt Luke in your SEC days way back when. What do you think of him as a coach? What have you seen through spring about what that offensive line looks like?
Man, I tell you what, we've had some really good battles, and not only, it's one thing to being a good coach, but when your players adapt your identity and they play with that toughness and that grit and that straining, and that's one of the things that has always impressed me about Matt is that I thought his guys always played hard for him. And a lot of times you don't get that. Kids just go out there and play, but I think with his group and who he is and what he does, his kids really, really play hard for him. They want to see my coach be successful.
What's the biggest difference between playing in the NFL compared to college, just responsibility-wise, and maybe the difficulty of learning?
For as when you say you're talking about technique, you're talking about.
Well, I guess what I'm maybe getting at is maybe it's more horizontal stuff in college. Maybe not anymore. There's a lot of it in the NFL now.
I think probably college. There's a lot of some unorthodox formation that you can get in college that you're not going to get in the pros. There's some run schemes that you're going to get in college that you definitely won't get in the pros. So I think the menu that a college guy has to go against for us offensively is probably more in college than it is in pro. But in the league, that guy you're going against is a werewolf. Every week is a werewolf.
I guess we're seeing from Jaheim Lawson. It's in there somewhere. Are you starting to see a player come out that can be impactful inside of the ball?
Yeah, we were just talking about Jaheim and how impressed we are with him, how pleased we are with him, especially with his pass rushing ability. And I think right now that's going to be his calling card until he becomes a guy that's dominant on the first, second down. But I think his calling card right now is his pass rush, and he's doing a really good job. He's accepted his role as of now, and he's just getting better every day.
I guess we're not a camp yet, but Derek and Mayo just got here. What have you seen from him in terms of what he looks like physically, and do you have any kind of expectation level for?
Just want him to come in, learn the defense, and I don't care what you do. Just do it full speed and do it with balance. Now coach up here.
I guess he's 6'7".
And he's a big boy.
Yeah, how do you coach a defensive end?
Oh man, hey, coach, you say coach the rest of them. And there's some things that he's not going to be able to do. You know, he won't be able to bend, and he won't have the first step quickness of John Heen. But John Heen won't have the lift that he has as well. So you sort of cater around what he can do, what he can't do. You coach him up on the things that he can't do, and you just polish up the things that he can do.
How much do you think you benefit coaching alongside Coach Eason?
How much who?
How much do you think you benefit from coaching alongside him?
Just his experience as a player in the NFL. He's a coach in the NFL. He and I had a relationship prior to me coming here, so it's going to be really exciting. He's challenging me. I'm challenging him. We're getting in the meeting rooms trying to come up with ideas of, how can we take these guys to the next level. Me learning from him, he's learning from me, and learning from the players. So it's really exciting. It's really exciting to have a guy with that kind of knowledge and his background to be able to just, sit in the room and just chop it up.
Hostler hasn't gotten a lot of preseason life. He hasn't played a whole lot. What are his assets right now? Where you kind of see him being take the next step?
I think he's becoming an all-around football player. I think, I'm not sure, but I think when he first got here, I think he just tried to focus on rushing the passer. But now he's really taking a liking into, playing with some toughness, playing with an edge, and he's becoming a total player. And so I'm looking for him to take another step this spring, this summer right here in camp.
Do you think defense has changed or evolved since your first visit here? Is it very similar?
It's probably more aggressive. It's more aggressive, and it's more probably more player friendly. For instance, a guy like Jaheim probably wouldn't get an opportunity to play as much because he didn't fit the mold before. And now with the defense, with the flexibility, okay, what can he do? What can this guy do? Okay, let's put him in this situation. Let's create this package where we can maximize his ability. And now, you don't have a guy like himself or AJ or Cade Denhoff or whoever sitting on the sideline because they're not really good run stoppers, but these guys can rush the passer and they're just sitting on the sideline. So, Coach Goodwin has done a really good job of finding roles for him and allowing me and Coach Eason and the rest of the staff to try to get those guys in the best position to be successful.
You had you lost one defensive end after the spring. Mm-hmm. How did you guys evaluate that position? Who'd you move up over there, or are you going to help with the depth? And also, did you guys even look at the portal to see maybe it's somebody you could find?
No, Coach Sweeney asked, do I want to go in the portal and get anybody? And I was like, no, I was happy with the depth and the people that we have on the team right now. So when he decided to leave, hey, for whatever reason, wish him much success, but we got to keep moving.
Going back to Darian Mayo, him getting here in early May, does that give him a leg up, maybe being in the spring?
He got a little later. He got late. He's only been here a few weeks, about 4 or 5 weeks, something like that. So it was late May when he got here. So he's just trying to, get acclimated to, the running, the lifting, just trying to coordinate his body because he's going to. Next few months he's going to grow, he's going to get stronger, he's going to get bigger, he's going to get faster. So just trying to coordinate all that together and now mold it into a football player. So it'll be an interesting camp for him. I wish he couldn't have gotten here early, but he's here now, so we're happy and we're going to continue to develop him.
Talk about guys having different roles. What kind of role could Cade Denhoff have? What sets him apart in terms of his skill set?
I think Cade Denhoff I think his ability to play along the entire defensive line, not all ability, but just the knowledge of the game. So you feel good when you have him in. You can put him in any situation, and he's going to be able to adapt to it. Where some guys is just this position and that position, where Denhoff, he can go here, he can go there, he can do a lot of different things. So when you put him in, you're not even worried about, falling off and him making mistakes and stuff like that. He's going to do his job.
Scoring and still being in is capable, still going to work at end.
Yes.
You mentioned
some of the stuff that you aren't asked to do or